Hey y'all, this is Inez Lehman, and we are doing some painting here on Keeping It Clean. Don't forget your drop cloth, and try to make sure that you lay it out on the floor underneath your easel or around your area, keeping it clean. Let's get started. We're going to do a nice watercolor today, or gouache. I've got an 11 by 14 canvas, and I have it laid out in the landscape instead of the portrait. Portrait is up and down, landscape is side to side. So I'll tell you the colors I have. Alright. Starting off with the top of the palette, I have Burnt Sienna. See that real good? Got that from Blick. Blick's a great place. Got all kinds of different art supplies brands you have never had any clue about. That's another one. Ivory Black. Titanium White. Hansa Yellow, Cadmium Red, Sap Green, Phthalo Blue, all of that, Phthalocyanine Blue, and this is Dioxazine Purple. Dioxazine Purple. Don't say perfect, I say purple. It's a purple day today for painting. Yes. Yes, it's purple. Alright, so what you want is you want a nice little bowl of water set out to the side to wash your brush. What I was going to start off with is a nice Da Vinci brush. It's a number 4 Da Vinci. It's a spin brush. They have all different sizes. It's just one of my favorites because you hold it so nicely, and it floats across the canvas just really well. Alright, so first you want to get some water on your brush, just enough to wet the bristles. Just dip it in your bowl. I described this because I know you can't see everything, but you just kind of rake it off to the side a couple of times. I suggest getting a disposable bowl. And first thing you want to go into is some phthalo blue. Now with gouache you have to paint in stages. So phthalo blue is a really strong color. And again, I got my brush really nice and wet. Not dripping wet, but just good and wet. And here's my palette. And I have the purple, the yellow, the red, the green, and the phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is this one right here. You want to get enough of it on the dab of the end, and you want to rake it into this area, this small area where you can blend. And you want this one, this color, phthalo blue, is very strong, so you want to get this one an inky sort of consistency, more water than paint, because it's really strong and it can overpower your canvas and your whole painting. So get a little more water, and I'll show you how I have this whenever I have the paint mixture as good as I think I need it with phthalo blue. Alright, you see it's a really inky, watery consistency. If I tilt it down, it'll just run down. So hopefully this right here can tell you. Got it. Just a really nice clear up here. It's kind of holding in the lip, so just be careful and try not to get that on the floor. This is keeping it clean. Alright, I'm going to start in your corners. And it looks, I've already run into a problem. How about that? Show you how to conquer some problems in here, I guess. If it's not enough color, you can always get into that little dot. That small dot of paint is what you're after. You don't want to waste paint. You want it to be nice and flowing. It's still a little too watery for me. I'm having some difficulty there. This phthalo blue proving to be difficult. Perhaps I could. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's better. Get it in the corners. Do this. And you just want to paint right here. Just get in a good color. It kind of beads up on a canvas, on a watercolor canvas. So you want to let it dry somewhat before blending it out, or else it'll run all down your canvas and then you don't have a painting. So it's just a mess of color and it just drips and dribbles down to the floor, which is not good. So you want to keep it clean, right? Brush this across the top, getting the sides as much as possible, just those corners. And you want to thin it out toward the middle, toward your center. And I think I've got a pretty dark corner over here. And it sort of beads up on a canvas, on a watercolor canvas. So you really want to take your time with it, get as much consistency as you can. If you want more color, you can always not add that much water and start out with just the paste, but that's very expensive when you do that. It's very expensive because the gouache it comes in a tiny little tube, and it's a fairly new medium too, and I enjoy it quite a lot. There's a lot of different ways you can play with that one. Enjoy life, enjoy your painting, play with it, have fun with it. Makes you happy. Making things and excuse me, and just making a nice landscape, perhaps mountains. And you always want to wash your brush. You always want to wash your brush when you're finished. That's kind of bent, but you want to wash your brush thoroughly in the water that you have set aside. And we have a nice, really washed, clean brush. Set that on the side, and what we've got up here is a bit of blue. Now I want to smooth it out. I'm using just the dry flat wash just to really smooth it out. I want a little bit more of that blue. Let's see if I can add that right in there and just sort of smear it on there. Is using the smear technique, so we're going to smear. Let's get enough to where it kind of looks like clouds from where it beads up in the lighter areas, so you don't want to blend it completely, but you want to get some of the effects of perhaps some clouds floating by. Some areas a little lighter, different consistencies. Water on the brush because I want to pull down this color. It stayed at the top mostly. I want to pull it down and fade it out a bit into my horizon. Make a nice, beautiful mountainside in a spring landscape on a cold winter's day. It's just New Year. Hasn't this been a year? Wow. I have never seen so many things happen in 1 year before. So please wear a mask. And try to keep the earth clean too if you can. I'm a big supporter of the earth. I like keeping things clean. I think that God will probably want us to keep it clean too. Earth is a very special place. It's our only home. So we've got to take care of each other too. Be nice to people. See somebody out of gas. Sometimes, maybe. You can. There along the sides. That's got a nice even consistency for the blue. water and just wash it around. Just get the paint out of the bristles. Try and get off as much of the water as you can and back into the bowl. And we got a wash brush, completely washed. Just wipe it on a paper towel or just wipe it on an old towel. And just set it aside. Won't be using that one again. Let's see. I want some mountains. So I'm getting some ivory black. Oh, by the way, if you set your paints aside and you go take a break for a few minutes in the gouache, they tend to dry up a little. So you just want to add some extra water and try to really rub it in. It's not the oils or the ink that's fading out, it's the water. So you can just kind of dig into the little area. See my black? My black got a little bit hard on me, so you just want to dab into it, try and get some of that water back in there. I'm going to use that area. See right there? We're going to make some mountains. And we just start here, across. Perhaps there's a big mountain there. Just across the canvas. The mountains are so quiet. I enjoyed my time in Alaska. My time in Alaska was very brief, but enjoyable. Saw lots of different animals. I found out that the animal that's the most interesting is not the bear, not the grizzly bear, it's the caribou. Because when they're in captivity, they're called reindeer. So, if you want to approach a reindeer that is not in captivity and not tame, you want to take care of boo. Got it? Anyway, I thought that was a pretty good one. So, a little cheesy here, yeah. Right, so that's alright. If we're to be done. Just pull out to the side of your mountains. And you want to make a nice, neat little ridge when you're pulling down into the side. Pull one side out to long, like right here. You want to continue that edge out. Maybe get a little more black. Make it a little bit, yeah, a little darker. There we go. And pull that side out. And just let that side flow downward. Maybe right in here there's a ridge or a little gully or something. A little gully. Yeah. This mountain goes kind of crooked and stuff. It's been there for ages. It's a very tall peak in Alaska. Something interesting about the name of Alaska's tallest peak